Okay, so very good evening to all of you. My name is Neeraj Gaba. A lot of you, if you know, would be knowing me as Mr. Gaba. Today, the topic, let's come directly to that. Parallax. The angle reveals what the eyes missed. आंखें ना बहुत कुछ नहीं देखती हैं, बहुत कुछ देखती हैं पर बहुत कुछ कई बार नहीं देख पाती हैं. They are not able to see through you. You only see the surface. So what happens is, when we are only seeing the surface, we only see this. These are two angles of the same person. One was in 2013 and the other one happened after 2017, and this is 2025 in front of you. What happens when we see such kind of angles? We can go back to the beginning slide. What happens when we only see such angles in life? Because I was the one who was going through this angle, the only thing that I saw before 2013 was, what has happened to me? What have I done to myself? And why? Because I'm going through some rough time? Does that allow me to be the way I have become? No. I'm a very confident guy. Why should I let myself be? Why should I just let myself go? So I realized that, you know what, there's a theory. Because we are talking of angles, we all know three kinds of angles. One is an acute angle, which is, I see it as an acute angle is something which everybody kind of accepts. Chalta hai. Then there is a right angle, the right way to do things. Then there is something called obtuse angle. 2013 and before were the obtuse angles to me. And I was like, no yaar, this can't happen. But then I realized, you know what, I love this obtuse angle. Because this obtuse angle and the perspective I can bring to this obtuse angle is what makes me what I am and what I can be. I do not want to be ordinary. I do not want to be what everybody thinks this is the right way or this is the acute way of being. I want to be unique. I do not want to be like another Gaba in the world. I want to be Mr. Gaba. And how do I become Mr. Gaba? That is where the journey started. And that was where I saw that angle that nobody in the outside world could see in me, which I saw in myself. I said, you know what, let's go ahead and polish that. Let's stay obtuse. Another example of staying obtuse was, a coin has how many sides? I didn't get the answer. A coin has how many sides? That is where my obtuse thinking comes in. To me, a coin has three sides. Heads, tails, and me. My side. The side that I want to see the coin as is the side that I believe the coin has. So for me, a coin has three sides, and I am the third side. Mr. Gaba as a brand is that third side that I have polished over the years because I knew what I have. I believed in myself. What if I would have gone with the normal way, normal route, I would have never been able to see also. Moving on to the next bit of it was, a lot of people हम देखते हैं ना आसपास, today's world is all about how people are wanting to go ahead and find their uniqueness and sell something unique to us. Like how I'm standing and selling myself here to you. I'm saying I'm unique, I advised myself, I polished myself, I became that brand. A lot of startups are also going ahead and finding their uniqueness like this. They are trying to go ahead and say, oh, you know what, I have a very unique offering to you. I have a very easy offering to you which aligns to what you are looking for, and hence pick me. Let me be the startup that you're looking for. But can every startup prosper? Is every startup a hit? Answers? Is every startup a hit? We know there are so many startups that are there which start, but they are not able to go forward the way they should be able to, or the way their promoter had wanted the startup to go. The reason being because they stop believing in themselves. They stop going ahead and taking those chances that they should be taking. They stop going ahead and stop evolving with the markets, what is required. When we talk of parallax, we talk of angles, the angles that we at times miss. And that is what happened with a lot of startups. If you do not evolve with times, you will get left behind. If you say that you're very rigid, no, I know what I am all about. No, you know yourself for a certain duration what you're all about. Times evolve, environments evolve, micro-environments evolve, macro-environments evolve. When humans started, micro-environment used to be all about what? Subsistence. It was all very nomadic in nature. Over a period of time, those micro-environments kind of started coming into being, oh, you know what, we need to settle somewhere. Let's start growing something. Let's start doing businesses. And that's where the micro-environment started evolving. Macro-environments, we have all seen the Renaissance period. We have all seen the Industrial Revolution period. We all have seen the times of oil. Today we all know what is the new oil. What is the new oil as per you? Data. Thank you so much. So people, countries, nations, geographies, anybody and everybody who's not evolving with time, if they are not seeing what the coming times are going to need, what is the need of the hour, they will slowly and gradually start perishing. That is parallax. That's another definition of parallax, that the angle that you've always been seeing, don't only see that. Just move a little bit. See that. It'll be a completely different perspective that you'll start seeing of things. Evolve. The other thing that started happening was that it's very mind-boggling to go ahead and see, I lost my thought, wherein when I'm trying to do something, like I said earlier, I will lose my thought. When I'm trying to do something I'm not being able to do, the only reason that I can find is that my determination, my consistency has also come under questioning. A lot of speakers before me spoke of consistency here, which is a very, very, very important aspect of you. Because when you're consistent in your efforts is when the path starts getting made as well. If you stop, as they say that, flowing river, we all have seen flowing rivers, but there are sections of those rivers where the water is very stagnant. If you become that stagnant water, you'll be that dirty, murky water. You will not be the flowing river. You will not ever find your ocean. If you're looking to find your ocean, keep flowing. I spoke to you earlier about startups. You know what is the biggest startup that we all are aware of universally? There is a startup that we are all aware of. Now it has kind of become like a very settled kind of a societal structure. Can you tell me what is the startup? Okay. Let's go a little behind. Little further behind. Startup. To me, getting married was the first startup. The first startup that was there was getting married. Why? When two people come together, they start forming a life. Startup, marriage, you know why marriages were started? It was more of a political move that instead of me having to go ahead and govern 100 brains, when I get them married, I only have 50 to govern. Somebody thought of that idea and somebody implemented that idea, and that's how weddings started happening. Marriages started happening. These marriages slowly and gradually became a part of the societal structure. Societal structure slowly started going ahead and defining our macro elements of life. When we do not go ahead and identify with things that are happening around, when we do not go ahead and start identifying with things that are happening within me, and I do not find that confluence, I will never be able to rise to the occasion. If I tell you my example, I am born in a very, very middle class Punjabi kind of a background. Kya hota tha? And I was born in 1977, like prehistoric. I don't think any one of you were born even then, or even there. You were born like 20, 21 years old now. What used to happen then was that you do your 12th, you have to do science, or you have to either become a doctor, or you have to even become an engineer or something of that sort. I said, you know what? These things have never attracted me. These things are not something that I feel that they call me from within. If they don't call me from within, I don't know how I had that temperament at that point in time as well, that I will not be able to sustain myself. अगर मुझसे होगा ही नहीं, तो आज क्या मैं 2, 3, 4 साल बाद इसको खत्म कर दूंगा. So if I want to come into my own and I want to become my own, I need to go ahead and start following the uniqueness that I have. My uniqueness, if I count, is I know there is some kind of personality, I know there is some kind of confidence, I know there is some kind of communication skills, and I know there is some kind of, I can be good with interpersonal skills. I said, let me just go ahead and start working on these. My family, my extended family, to the extent, after my first job kind of became as a crew member at one of the prime airlines of that time, the family around started saying that, oh, you know what is he doing? Oh, he's a waiter in the air. This was the reception that I got of being a flight crew member at that point in time. If I would have given it into it, I would be like, I would reach nowhere, because that is that one job that helped me polish myself. It made me understand how to deal with people from different walks of life. Today, if I'm able to speak to anybody and everybody who's around, it is because of that job. If I wouldn't have polished myself in that manner, I would not be able to keep polishing myself on what I have. I would keep looking on to, oh, you know what, that one's a doctor, wish I had become a doctor as well. Oh, that one is an engineer, I would be earning this much, I'd be doing that much, I'd be doing this much. No, instead I followed my path, and what happened is it gave me a wonderful international career, and not only an international career, I had a career which I was very happy to be doing. I was enjoying what I was doing, and that was important. And then came a time in my life wherein I realized that, no, you know what, I want to go ahead and do something which kind of further helps me polish myself. I came into media and entertainment space. Just because what I would do, I will do with my 100% diligence and consistency, is what helped me go ahead and become and stand today in front of you and deliver this TEDx talk. If I wouldn't have done that, I would have never ever been able to be where I could be. Always remember, when you go ahead and you open your Gyan Chakshu bolte hain na Hindi mein, when you open the avenues of your mind, you tend to kind of start identifying with what is new that is happening. Today we all talk of inclusivity. Today we all talk of differentiation. Today we all talk of all these big, big words when we are sitting in our classes. But have we ever tried and given ourselves a chance to be a part of those movements that are happening? Have we ever done something which will ensure that we are inclusive in our own ways? We are talking and sitting here and talking about parallax. Parallax is something which you have to see things from different vantage points. It's the same thing, but you need to identify them from different vantage points and make it your own. It is not just about observing, like the other speaker said, it is about doing as well. Today, in terms of social media, you all are going ahead and just seeing. What are you doing when you're seeing? You're making somebody else the hero or heroine of your life. Somebody else dancing to those 100 songs, 100 times, you're only giving them views. What is it bringing to you? Why would you not want to go ahead and utilize any of those social media experiments to your benefit? If you think content is something that attracts you so much, why would you only want to be a consumer? Why would you not want to go ahead and align it in a different manner, wherein either you are the content provider, you are the content marketer, you are doing something with content which adds on to you too. Don't just sit there and see that, wo bolte na, ghode wala. Focus is good, but focus needs to keep evolving as well, is what this parallax means. If you get stuck in that one lane, you will never be able to evolve and grow and develop and reach your optimum potential. If you want to take life to next level, if you want to be any of the speakers who we've heard today, the reason why all these speakers are there today is because they followed what they believed in, what they thought were their aptitudes. If they would have also gone with what the world felt was right for them, believe you me, nobody would be here standing on the stage. Because if I cannot be you, you cannot be me. So in this world of when we all are chasing uniqueness, the question comes is, why are we always going ahead and following that herd mentality? Why do I want to go ahead and be what somebody else already is, whether I have the aptitude, the attitude, or what? I don't want to do that. But I want to become that. Whether it is for me or not, I have never cared about it. Please find your uniqueness, your unique challenges, your uniqueness within you, and make that as your vantage point of seeing the world. Seeing the life, because your life will change. If you start seeing life from different other people's angles, your life would never go ahead and change. Find that. When we talk of parallax, hence I told you, parallax breeds inclusivity because you start seeing life from different vantage points. When you are inclusive, you start accepting diversity. When you start accepting diversity, you start helping evolution take place. And when evolution happens, it automatically starts breeding into parallax again. And on this point, thank you so much. This was my time. It was wonderful speaking. Thank you.